Chelsea managed to win 5-1 against Ajax in the Champions League, and I've done a comprehensive tactical analysis on this video. I will kindly ask you that if you have not watched this video, kindly go and watch it and understand how Maresca's rotations actually enable Chelsea to win. But this is not what we are going to talk about today. What we are going to talk about is the upcoming fixture, Chelsea versus Sunderland. Now, Chelsea versus Sunderland is quite an interesting fixture. Sunderland are back from the championship, and when you look at their fixtures, you realize that they are not such a bad team, and but Chelsea will be in the Stamford Bridge, and Maresca really said a lot. Now, Chelsea players were back in training as early as Wednesday, and not Wednesday, I think yesterday, and they have been training for this game that will actually be played today. So I want us to try and talk about this game. I want to try to preview this game and give you what Maresca actually went ahead to say in his press conference. So Maresca had a lot to say in his press conference. He talked about Sunderland. He talked about how they were a good team. He talked about how he's expecting the team to cause problems for Chelsea, but he was also quite optimistic with the way he's actually looking to prepare the team. And Maresca also had some positive news when it came to the injury situation at the club. He talked about Liam Delap, who he said will probably be available next week, as Liam Delap is back in training, which will be a huge addition to Chelsea since they have really lost many players. The issue about Wesley Fofana and either new injuries. So far, it's only probably Cole Palmer who's still injured. But when you look at it, it seems like the squad is actually getting back to shape. We are getting more and more players back into the team, and this is going to influence how Chelsea will look to actually play in the next game, as Maresca is optimistic that Chelsea can actually manage to secure the result. So if you're new in this channel, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Leave your comments in the comment section area as we begin. Now we look at the lineup, and we are going to see the return of Robert Sanchez back in goal, as he has been Chelsea's #1 goalkeeper, and he was given a rest in the Champions League fixture, but is more likely to get back to actually represent Chelsea here. Second is the backline, and I'm going to see the return of both Cucurella and Reece James, which was quite good that Maresca actually rested them. Both of them were playing too many games. Chalobah is more likely to get back into the team. And we are going to see the return of Tosin. I think Fofana playing 90 minutes. I don't think Maresca can risk him because of Fofana's injury situation. So I think it will be a backline of Tosin and Chalobah. In that midfield, I'm going to see the return of Fernandes and Caicedo. I think Caicedo got to play just around 45 minutes in the Champions League, as well as Fernandes. And because both of them seem to have been match fit, I expect both of them to come back as a pair in that midfield. Then in that attacking lineup, I'm going to see the return of Pedro Neto, João Pedro in that #10, and Jamie Gittens. I think Gittens played quite well. So I do think that Pedro Neto is going to start. I don't think Maresca is going to start Estevao, because Estevao got his 90 minutes in the Champions League, but Estevao can come on probably for Gittens. And João Pedro did not play, so he's more likely to start. And the one who will lead the line most likely, I think, is McGeough. Also, McGeough got like around 60 minutes, and it is quite clear that João Pedro can only play in that #9, probably if he has Palmer. But if he doesn't have Palmer, I think McGeough gives that kind of outlet, which allows Chelsea to actually play with a #9. So let's look at the tactics. Now, Sunderland have a clear way in which they are looking to press. So Sunderland's main way of looking to press is usually to stop wide overloads. And this is something that can really cost them when they press Chelsea like this. So they like to press in a very wide 4-4-2 structure, with one player joining the other center half into looking to press. Now, the problem that this happens is that if Chelsea decide to actually shift into a 4-4-3, into a 4-3-3, then it means that they automatically have numerical superiority, meaning that Sanchez and the goalkeeper can easily play through the center of the park. And it is something that is actually with Sunderland's pressing strategy, because they are looking to try to lock in the wide areas. And let me just show you. You can see here Sunderland are looking to press. You can notice that Sunderland are using their #9 and #10 And look at the winger. The winger is looking to try and attack those, stop the ball from going to the wide channels. And because they are looking to be much more expressive. Again, here you can see they are looking to press. Two players have stepped out, and you can see how wide their wingers are from their forwards. And if you play like this against Chelsea, then it means that Chelsea will have the joy that they need, which is playing through you, through the middle. So here again, you can see, look at the wide position of the wingers. Look at how the midfielders are actually staggered out. And because of this scenario and the way in which Sunderland play, it might be problematic to them because Chelsea like to flood that midfield. So one way that Chelsea can look to stop this is by now looking to overload that midfield, because Sunderland will most likely try to have many players, especially trying to cover those wide areas. And because of that, the midfield will be an outlet where Chelsea can try and will look to try and exploit. Now, because of this, what you automatically notice as the second option is that Chelsea might decide now to use that midfield overload by inverting both their fullbacks. You have seen Maresca attempting this, where he brings both Cucurella and Reece James in that midfield, with Caicedo being at the base, so that Chelsea can look to try and have that 2-3-2-3, meaning that they can have the 5 attacking players and now have 3 central fullbacks who are looking to invert and cause more overloads through the center. But I don't think Maresca can fancy this because of the pace of tossing. If probably it was Chalobah and Fofana playing, then he might fancy this. But because of the pace of tossing, I think Reece James will sit slightly deeper. Now, because of understanding the personnel that Maresca is going to choose, we are going to try and give our predictions for this game. So I believe that it's going to be the game that is going to be played in at Stamford Bridge. So far this season, as Chelsea lost at Stamford Bridge, yeah, they lost to Brighton. And that came because Chelsea got a red card. So I do think because of the rotations in midweek, I expect Chelsea to come out strong. And we'll go with a 2-0 victory for Chelsea in this game. What do you think? Leave your prediction in the comment section area below. Once again, thanks for watching and see you in the next video.